Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello everyone, welcome to Monk Chat, Friday evening, 7:30 p.m. EST. We have this monk chat through Buddhist Insight. So you are welcome to join us with any questions. And welcome here. Charles Lee starts with a really good question. I like the question. Where is dukkha found in the breath? Okay, so, well, breathing is our lifeline. Ever since we are born into this world, we start breathing. And the moment you stop breathing is the end of our life, right? So, where do we find dukkha in the breath? I think we can find dukkha in the breath in so many times. When you sit, you sit and you try to concentrate. Where is the breath? Where is the breath? And a lot of people complain like, I can feel the breath, incoming breath, but not the outgoing breath. Oh, that's another suffering, dukkha. And then you try to concentrate, you try to focus on this breath. It's not happening. Mind runs away, monkey mind is more active, suffering, dukkha. Dukkha in the breath, right? And then also actually the breath itself can find so many breaths, so many dukkhas. Physically, breath can create many other different dukkha. Like if you can't breathe properly, it is already dukkha. You have breath problem, respiratory problem, dukkha. And if you have some, let's say, like blocking of your nose, breath problem, phlegm in your lungs, breath problem. So dukkha found in the breath, you can find it. So it's actually, you find it all the time. But when it comes to breath meditation, contemplation on this breath, it is another level of dukkha that you can find. So every time you can find this dukkha actually. So you can see the breath. Breath is you can see the breath, and you can see the suffering in the breath, and then you can also see the cause of suffering in the breath. And the cause of suffering in the breath, you should probably see that could be the craving or the desire or the attachment or I, me, myself. That could be the cause of suffering. And when you don't have that attachment, that craving, that could be the cessation of suffering. And the way lead into the cessation of suffering, again, is the Noble Eightfold Path. So keep working on your breath and see how you find it. And that is why, for a beginner, for example, you start with counting method. And then when you start counting method, you start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is not a counting exercise, but this is actually a breathtaking exercise, breathing exercise, focusing on your breath. So if you try to do it without any single mistake, every single breath you you count and you don't make any mistake. Rather than counting up to 5, if you count 6, that is your dukkha in the breath. And so you have to continuously count without any mistake, and if you when you go to 10, you can start over. Do it like 3 times at least. That way your breath meditation can become much more sharper, and you will be, as a beginner, for example, as a, even for experienced meditators, this will be a good time to start with, and eventually you can don't have to focus on the counting anymore. You can go to your subtle breath. That's how you work on the breath meditation. And let's hear from you more when you give some feedback. Okay. All right. A lot of people actually today. Yankee Apple, Kumu, Dumaya, Bhavani Chandrasekhar, Catherine, I can see Kalidas, John Baez, Usha Lorenzueva, Sign. Yeah, so Bill Stewart and Manny Subramanian. Hello, welcome to all of you. Okay, let's go to the next question by Kumu. Bhante, what is the name of the sutta that lists the benefits of Brahma Vihara meditation? Okay, Kumu, I don't remember Brahma Vihara meditation. There is one meditation called Metta Nisansa Sutta that I know for sure. There are 11 benefits of Metta Nisansa Sutta. Okay, that one actually is Anguttara Nikaya 11. Is that the one you are talking about? Metta Nisansa Sutta. Let me also, yeah, that is Anguttara Nikaya 11:16. So here's the link to the sutta. I think this is what you are talking about. There are 11 benefits of metta. When it comes to metta, actually, it always talks about all the Brahma Viharas. So it's not only just metta, but karuna, mudita, and upekha as well. So it is said sukhang supati. When you have metta, you can sleep comfortably. And when you have metta, you can wake up comfortably. Sukhang pati bujjati. Napapakang supinang pasati. You don't have nightmares. And manusanang piyohoti. You will be a pleasant person to humans. Amanusanang piyohoti. You will be pleasant to non-humans. Devata Rakhanti, you will be protected by the Devas. Nasa Agiva Visangva Sattangva Kamati. You will be protected from fire, from poison, and from weapons. And that is the power of the metta. You will be shielded. And tuvatang chittang samadhiti. You will be able to concentrate. You will be able to go to samadhi very fast because you are so full of loving kindness. And mukhavanno vipasidati. Whenever you see people who practice metta, you will see them even without any makeup. They will be very pleasant people. Okay. And mukhavanno vipasidati. And then asamulho kalang karoti. They can die peacefully. This is again the practice of metta. The person can maintain their inner peace very powerfully, very effectively. So even at the time of death, they can be very peaceful. And again, it is said, um, after death, if you have not attained any sotapanna or maggapalas, um, the the next destination would be the Brahma realm. So that is those are the 11 benefits of metta. That is called Metta Anisansa. There's another sutta called Mitta Anisansa Sutta. The benefits of having mittas, like friends. That's again is a very beautiful sutta.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Earlier you were talking about breath meditation. In one of the suttas, there's the 4 foundations of mindfulness, and it talks about the breath and breathing while contemplating the body and the body and the mind and the mind and the feelings and the feeling. Can you tell us a little bit more about contemplating the mind and the mind and the feelings and how we might incorporate that into our breathing practice?
So when we practice breath, so it is said, Dighang va sasanto dighang sasamiti pajanati. When you breathe long, you recognize, you identify, you contemplate, I am breathing long. Dighang va passasanto dighang passasamiti pajanati. When you breathe out long, you recognize, you identify. And then rasangva sasanto rasanga sasamiti pajanati. When you breathe in short, you recognize, I breathe in short. Rasangva passasanto rasang passasamiti pajanati. When you breathe out short, you recognize it. And then again it is said sabbakaya patisangvedi asasisamiti sikkati. Like I used to say like the breath kalam. Sure. Yeah. So that whole thing, you should be able to focus on that whole breath kalam when it goes in and out. Some would say, even some teachers also define it as, interpret it as like the entire physical body. Could be, but this also is important because you need to focus on, you need to eventually go to that one pointedness, ekagata, chittasa ekagata, unification of mind. So it is important for you to focus on not too many things, but one thing. But you can actually focus on the whole thing, and also you can probably concentrate. You can see how it works better for you. And when you do that, actually, the breath meditation is really a powerful meditation. All the Buddhas, it is said, they would start with the breath meditation. And even Prince Siddhartha, very little young baby, started with breath meditation. His former practices came into being, and he could attain even jhanas, it is said. He could elevate, eventually, literally, he was elevating, levitating, right? So, and then later when he was practicing jhanas, and it is said he was actually undergoing a lot of penances during the first period, first 6 years. And that time it was very difficult for him to physically maintain his jhanic practices as well. So eventually it is said he started working on breath meditation. anapanasati, and through that he went to vipassana and he attained the Samma Sambuddha. So this breath meditation, and then we go to Kaya Gata Sati, like Gate, Hite, Nisinne, Sutte, Jagarite, Sampajanakari Yote. How you are so mindful about whatever you do in your life. Every single movement you do with mindfulness. Gate, when you walk, you are mindful. Hite, when you stand, you are mindful. And Nisinne, when you sit, you are mindful. And um, when you lay down, you are mindful. Then so it is said, even when you extend your arms or bend your arms, you are mindful. And then when you eat, you are mindful. um, Kaite, saite, asite, pite, kaite, saite. When you take shower, when you um, urinate, when you do all the things, um, everything you do it with mindfulness. Be mindful about your bodily actions. This will actually train yourself for a better meditator. I would say, if you start practicing the eating meditation, it's a really good way to, just like this breathing meditation, which is little bit harder for some, but you can also try the eating meditation. Just like when you take the food, you don't rush. Just take your time, and then take the food inside, and maybe even close your eyes, and then inside the mouth, take your time. Use all your teeth, tongue, saliva, all the muscles, the jaws, everything, and take some time to internalize with the food. So the whole thing, when you eat, the enzymes in the stomach are waiting for the food to welcome. And then when you take enough time to eat, um, uh, like grinding process, after that it goes down and you stay focused. It's also a good way of keep yourself glued to your concentration, mindfulness. And then the food goes to the stomach, and then again further absorption, further digestion processes will take place. And then even body and the brain, how they coordinate with each other. And you can see eventually it settles inside the tummy, and you don't even feel anything afterward. When you take like few morsels of food, and you can see like the tummy is zooming, right? You can feel it is like getting full and full. So you can feel that sensation. Immediately after food, do some meditation. Focus on that sensation. That will be wonderful practice. I'm sure it will be also very helpful for you to stay focused on your day-to-day activity. When you cook, when you drive, when you take shower, all these are times that you can pay a little bit more attention to what you do. Drive, when you drive, and focus on that, not texting, not multitasking. One thing at a time can be very helpful. Yeah, and even while driving, you can practice metta meditation, loving kindness, and many other things you can do. And it is also said in the sutta, like how we focus on different parts of the body: kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tacho, mansa, naharu, atti, atti, ninja, wakang, hadayang, yakanang, kilomakam, pihakang, papasang, Antang Antagunang, Udariyang Karisang, Pittang Simhang, these all 32 parts of the body explain, and you focus on them. Kesa. For example, you think, I don't have Kesa, so you can think of Kesa, Kesa, Kesa. Loma is the body hair, so head hair, body hair, you can think. And so you can focus. And this thing is also impermanent, and this is not really um, making you happy. When it is gray or when it falls down, you are not happy. When it is not shining, you are not happy. Right? So it makes you suffering. And then when it comes down, you don't want to call it, it is mine. It is like just here. It's not yours. You don't even want to claim it. So this is, uh, you can turn it to a vipassana meditation. So anicca dukkha anatta, impermanent, and then suffering, and then there is no owner of that, no controlling mechanism for these things. So there is no soul, no permanent entity in that way. So, like thinking of the Dhamma, the mind, like the thought, all these things can also be really, really helpful. Even the metta meditation or breath meditation itself can lead you to this, the thought. Like when you first start with some breath and then think of your mind. What kind of thoughts do you have? Let's say, like you eat food, and before eating food, you have the food right in front of you, and you take some time. Don't eat right away. Take some time and see what is happening in your mind. What kind of thoughts are there in your mind? That will be very interesting, actually, because you are yearning for food, desiring for food, you're hungry. And what happens to your mind then? That's beautiful. And how you react, how you physically react when you have the food right in front of you, how the mind works. And then when you eat, how do you feel? Just focus on that. What do you feel when you eat? After food, maybe you ate a little bit more. How do you feel? You feel tired, or you feel suffering more? Oh, I want to sleep. And I'm not like really feeling good now. I ate too much. And I was so hungry, I had a lot of food. I couldn't even finish. So things like that can happen. So think of that. That is really interesting. Same thing you can do with the water meditation. Drink some water, take your time, and just say like this one. This is warm water, right? So feel the sensation, and then start. You know, take your time and see how the water goes inside and how you feel. I really like the tea. um, when I drink tea, I take some time in the mouth, and how I feel the entire mouth. And after drinking, then I focus on that. It's a good meditation, I feel. Taking shower can be a meditation. Many things can be. Cooking can be a beautiful meditation too. Right? Everything can be a meditation if you when you do mindfully. Okay, so read more about Satipatthana Sutta. I think that will be very helpful. Okay, over here, Dhumamaya asks, I have a question. How does one pronounce Vyadhi Dhammomhi or Vyadhing from the five remembrances formula? Vyadhi Dhammomhi Vyadhing Anatitoti Abhinham Pachavikitabha. That is how the sutta explains. Vyadhi Dhammomhi. Vyadhi is sickness. So I am subject to sickness. I cannot overcome sickness. Vyadhing anatitoti. Abhinham pachavekitabham. You have to continuously reflect on that. I am subject to sickness. Right now I am maybe healthy, but I am subject to sickness. This is an important thing. These are some of the things that we need to actually think. Yeah, Vyadhi is the word. Vyadhi Dhammo Amhi. So I am subject to Vyadhi or sickness. You see how it happens when he saw the four signs? Do you remember the four signs? He saw an old man, a sick man, a dead body, and then a monk. Yes. So these are the four signs that the Bodhisattva he saw before renouncing. After seeing them only, he decided, oh, these are like inseparable parts of our life. So the fourth one, he was inspired. So he wanted to also find the truth about life, how to get rid of these things. And he eventually worked. He eventually went deep into the jungle and he found the answers. This is amazing. A lot of people wouldn't even dare to think of such things. So once in many, 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 many billions had the thought, had the courage, bravery to think of such a wonderful solution to old age, sickness, and death. So he eventually found Nibbana as the answer to that. Bhavani Chandrasekhar, question. Namaste. What is meant by neutral feelings? How will they affect the mind? Is it important to know neutral feelings? In fact, most of the thoughts that we have daily basis are neutral. You have so many neutral feelings in the day, right? You don't really pay attention to that. But when something like very striking things like anger or sadness or jealousy or lust or desire, all these things, when it comes, it doesn't come all the time, right? People don't get it all the time. Depending on the situation. Let's say you are in a war-torn country, and then there be lot of frustration, lot of anger, lot of fear. All these things can happen. Some of the countries which are currently having such situations, those are the feelings that could happen. Otherwise, if you are in a, let's say, like a place where there is a natural disaster, okay, flood or an earthquake or tsunami or something, that then the entire mass could be affected by such overwhelming feelings. But if the country is normally, naturally running smoothly, then you have mostly neutral feelings. But in day-to-day basis, we know how things change. And globally, we witness this thing like once in 100 years pandemic, right? That happened to the entire world. Everyone was scared. The entire humanity, human race, they were so scared, except those animals, birds, they were so happy. We were all confined to cells and they were enjoying in the outside. We saw that. So that panicking thing happened to us, not all the time actually. Even in day-to-day basis, if you think, most of your feelings are neutral. You can count, you can focus, like from morning to evening, morning to lunchtime, you see how many feelings are there that you really remember, don't even remember, right? And did you get angry, did you feel sad, or sometimes days go without any specific feeling. Suddenly you hear someone sick, oh, and then the panic button starts to trigger. Or suddenly you hear or you feel something like maybe some pain or something going not going well, then it can also happen to you. So neutral feelings are the most, just like neutral people, like we have very very few enemies or unfriendly ones, and then little more friends, and vast majority of the worlds are neutral. We don't know them, they don't know us, right? That is the truth. Just like that, the feelings are, vast majority of our feelings are actually neutral to us. How important it is for us. It's also important. Like, actually, if you have more neutral feelings, you will feel little bit more smoothly you can sail, you can do things. But sometimes when you have those other feelings, you can also figure out how to face those things. And um, yeah, that will be important for your life. You try to at least make yourself neutral most of the time, then you will be healthy, you will be happy, you will be more comfortable in your life. Okay. Kumu, I once had a tract in my throat for a surgery and had it for 10 after surgery during recovery. Worst period in my life, unable to breathe through nose normally. I was through that hole in neck. Okay. So when you have a situation like that, yeah, that is really really difficult situation, challenging situation, right? Yeah, I think if you practice meditation, I think even during that time, it's a good time for you to think. Sometimes when people get sick, I have noticed that they have changed their lifestyle. They have become much more religious or much more spiritual. Have you noticed them? Yeah, sometimes people live like don't care for anything, and then suddenly they lose a loved one, maybe a little baby or someone in the family, and completely change their lifestyle after that. I remember when tsunami happened in Sri Lanka, 50,000 people died just in a flash. Within half an hour, 50,000 people died. And that, um, so I remember how those Buddhist monks were responding, first responders to the situation. And ever since I noticed, the younger generation, they were so much into this spiritual activity. They were leading many hundreds and thousands of young people started to believe in something, that they would not normally do. Oh, there is something, the karma, the this thing, that there are certain things that we should do better in our life. Life is short, full of glorious uncertainties. Death is certain, so they found. And so that was actually a blessing in disguise to many. That way, yeah. So this way, when you have, just like the previous question, like vyadi dhammo me, you can also think of it like myself. This is the life, this is how the life goes. So we have to be good, we have to do good during this short span of our life. Bill Stewart has a question: why do we chant to the Buddha? It seems like we are praying to the Buddha like a god. Yeah, you don't have to. Why do we chant to the Buddha? It's actually, it can be a meditation itself. Buddha Nusati is a meditation. It's not like praying, oh Buddha, help me, please help me pass my examination, please help me find a good job. If that is the idea, actually, that's not going to work better. When you think of the Buddha and you think of the Buddha's noble qualities, Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vidya Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi Sattha Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati. 9 virtues of the Buddha out of many millions are treated in this beautiful stanza. So when you think of those qualities, for example, Arahang, you know, he is a blessed one, worthy one. He has eliminated, abandoned all forms of desires, attachment, all kilesas, and he has completely eradicated them. He has completely purified his mind. And so we think of those qualities. It gives us so much peace within, happiness within, and then also we are inspired more to follow the same path. I also want to purify my own mind. I also want to abandon my own defilement. So that is why we do Buddhanusati. So Buddhanusati is one of the four protective meditations along with Mettanusati, Marananusati, and Asubhanusati. So Buddhanusati is a really good meditation. Do not misinterpret or do not misunderstanding it as just like praying to the God. You need to also see the meaning. Sometimes people, like when they are not comfortable, like maybe they are not confident or they are not enthusiastic enough in meditation, you feel like lethargic, you feel like lazy, then think of the Buddha. You will be like, it's like a energy booster to you, right? And then let's say like you are sad, think of the Buddha. You will feel more energized. That's what we do. It's not like praying to Buddha like a god. That's not the idea here. I hope I answered your question. Many Subramanian, Bhante, how to control sudden resentful thoughts that arise when not meditating during the day? Is it possible to prevent them from arising in the first place? Okay, so first of all, even during the meditations, things can happen. So, um, meditation really can help you sharpen your theory. I would say sitting meditation or walking meditation or standing or even laying down, you can practice meditation. And when you do that, you can do so many things to, fix your problems. Pay attention to your mind, and 1 hour a day can make so much to you, and that reverberates. You, if you keep doing it like every single day, more regularly, if you practice sitting meditation, that can be so helpful. I'm telling you, one, it will slow you down. Have you noticed that you are like getting a bit little slower? So it can slow you down, and then multitasking will be lessened, and you will be more patient, you will be more kinder, gentler, nicer. Those, some of those quality, generosity can happen to you. You will get less angry, less troublesome, and when things happen around, you will be able to more effectively cope up with such situation. It doesn't happen overnight, but you keep doing it. At least if you can do it like 10 days or 21 days or something, those things will be very strong with your practice. So I recommend you just do once if you have a busy schedule, just practice once a day. That will be very helpful. Major sitting once a day, okay? And then in between, as you said, like resentful thoughts suddenly comes, I would say during that time you do a TikTok meditation. Just focus on your life. Just focus on that resentful thought. Close your eyes and see how it affects your mind and how it affects your body. Just focus on that. Do not react. Just observe. Just observing itself will help you immensely to cope up with that in a better way. And you are asking in your second part of your question, is it possible to prevent them from arising in the first place? I would say not in the first place, maybe second place, maybe third place. You can do it eventually. Yes. It is like I think I have explained it before, like you are having the mindfulness as the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper will take care of you. Okay? The sati, the mindfulness will take care of you. And so when you continue to practice, that is how you train your mindfulness, and that is your gatekeeper eventually. And the gatekeeper will um, secure your mind. So when those things arise, the gatekeeper will not allow. or you don't belong here, you can go back. So when you are mindful, that is the benefit you have. Okay, so to prevent them from arising is possible if you keep doing it for a longer time. Yeah, I hope it will help you. Okay, and okay, we have another question by Chasi. Oh, thank you for your answer, Venerable. I see that maybe the whole Dhamma can be found in the breath. I'll start investigating counting as part of my breath meditation. Okay, very good. We have another question from a Facebook user. My meditations have always started with some Dhamma followed by guided meditation. I rarely meditate just by myself. Is this okay? Something is better than nothing. So I would say to begin with, it's okay. I know a lot of people have difficulty focusing on, so they like to, follow guided meditation. But eventually, you can have your own meditation. So keep doing it, and one day, try different ways. I would say, do not stick to one thing only. You just try different techniques. I would say different locations and different occasions. So in the summer, in the winter, inside house, outside house, in the parks, in the busy areas, in the quiet areas, mountains, rivers, beaches. Try meditating all different places and see the difference. Feel the difference. Even just for 5 minutes, you can feel the difference. And when you keep doing it, that will be uh, that will be very helpful for you to improve your meditation. So meditation is not necessarily for hours. Even the most like many of our neutral feelings during that day, it is normally normal for us, average for us. But when something like some sadness or some anger or some jealousy or some greed or some things like that happen, then we need to really focus on that. We need to be mindful. If we can right away meditate during that time, that will be very, very helpful to you. Yeah, try if you get angry, rather than trying to react to that situation or trying to say something with the anger. Just close your eyes, focus on your breath, and focus in your body. And when you are angry, how this anger becomes a toxic thing burning inside, like a poison. You can focus on that, how important it is to have that mindfulness when you are angry. Then you will see, actually, when you notice that, you will see the anger will go away and much faster, and you will feel much more comfortable afterward. So every single panic situations, I would say, you need to meditate on the spot meditation. I really recommend this very highly. You don't need to do that for hours, just 5 minutes or less than that also is fine. But daily, do practice 1 hour or half an hour something, and try to focus on that major sitting. Breath meditation itself can be a really, really powerful meditation, but you can also sometimes practice metta meditation, sometimes practice marananusati, practice on death, or practice on foulness of the body. All these things can be helpful.
Can I make a question?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about the metta meditation. How to the initial thought, how to trigger metta. For example, some teachers I have heard guided meditations on metta, and they propose images, not to think about an image or a puppy, a little animal, something just to to start to feel or to trigger something like metta. And I wanted your advice about how do you do just the words may be well, or you use images or just the words, or how to do it, just to have the right meta, not
So if someone thinks that way, like you look at a pleasant picture, like the Buddha or your mother or someone, a teacher that you really respect, that is okay. If that works, it's fine. But in the suttas, like today we were chanting Karaniyametta Sutta. You can practice metta for all sentient beings, right? Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta, all sentient beings. Or you can practice loving kindness to all directions. All sentient beings in the northern, western, southern, all northeastern, northwestern, southwestern, southeastern. You can practice and up and above, beyond, below, all those directions wise you can think. But I personally think you focus first on your breath. Just maybe few minutes you can practice on your breath, and then that should be the starter. And then you can think of that. Scan yourself first. Scan yourself and notice if you have some discomfort, like pain, or any like numbness or tightness in your body. You can pay attention to that and then send loving kindness. May I be well, happy, healthy. Send loving kindness. May I be well, happy, healthy. Stay more focused on that area, just like spotlight. And then you can also, if you don't have anything special, just then think of the entire body. May I be well, happy, healthy. It's like a healing touch to yourself. Just like, you know, that's really, really helpful. And then you can think of your near and dear ones, your loved one, your pleasant one, your people whom you feel comfortable in your life. Those people who have helped you in many different ways. Think of them, one person or many persons. You can do it. And then you can go to neutral ones, many. We need to send loving kindness to neutral ones too. I always say why we need to do that, because any of these millions or billions of neutral ones, anytime they can become hostile. So, so we need to send loving kindness to them. That will be very helpful in your at your home or at your workplace, or while traveling by a train or public transport, or even when you are in a shopping mall, even when you are in an airplane. People can, you never know, turn hostile and you might be in trouble. It's good when you do that, to send loving kindness to those neutral beings. And then the more challenging one, maybe take a little bit longer breath if difficult. Like, you don't want to think of that unfriendly person. When I feel like punching that person. So maybe you need some more metta for yourself to be stronger within, peaceful more, and then slowly, slowly think of that person as well. From ever since, if somebody hurt you, um, hate you, or bully you, or whatever, that person, think of touch the one person or many persons, you can do it eventually. So may that person be well, happy, healthy. So maybe it will be not so meaningful maybe at the beginning, but maybe first day, second day, third day, when you do it, you slowly will feel, oh, now I can think of that person. I don't feel that grudge anymore. I feel like little bit okay. So keep sending loving kindness. Now the first person to be benefited is you. Okay, so that will be very helpful to think of that way. And then send to all sentient beings, near and far, weak or strong, men, women, children, everyone. Yes, skybound, earthbound, waterbound, all sentient beings. we can send loving kindness to all. Okay? Right. Um, Dharmalana, good evening, Bhante. Very grateful to be able to see you twice in one day. Oh, this morning also. Yes. Hope to visit the monastery Sunday. Yes, you are welcome to join here. Actually, Sunday we have tomorrow, 1 to 4 we have the usual Sunday meditation. You are welcome to join. And tomorrow, Sunday meditation, and Saturday also we have 6 p.m. meditation. Yeah, you are welcome to join us anytime. Why say Kamalin is doing the action of self-defense like kicking and punching to get away from serious threats considered precept of destroying living being. Example, facing sudden wild animal or human attack. That's a good question, right? Um, so people do have, I think, many of the people who have started this martial arts like defense, self-defense, were monks, right? When they were in the jungles, they were practicing like the monkeys, like the way the monkeys and the other animals, how they do react. So this looks like the self-defense. You are not really wanting to hurt that person. And for example, karate means empty fist. Te means hand in Japanese. So karate means empty hand. So they don't want to hurt anyone, but they try to use them to self-defense. So yeah, in order to just protect yourself and not to hurt or not to kill or something someone, that could be a difficult thing. For first of all, you need to avoid such situations. Best thing is if you can skip that or run away or something. And if there is no other way, maybe you need to self-defense. I think self-defense in the sense not to like, yeah. It's a good question how you can practice yourself. If you can still practice without any of those actions, like if you are a really powerful metta practitioner, maybe even self-defense does not really matter. If you are a really good practitioner, you don't even want to do that. Okay, whatever. So like the bodhisattvas would do that, like I don't really care. There are cases like that. But I think if you are not in that level, maybe self-defense, but not in a way that you want to unnecessarily hurt others. Yeah, thank you for that question. How do you feel that meditation affects your mind, body, and spirit? I think if you close your eyes and stay focused and listen to your own breath, and for 5 minutes you will feel the difference. You will feel the difference, right? When you are open your eyes, you see many things. You close your eyes, then you look into yourself. And when you talk, now I talk, I don't listen to myself. I talk to you. But when I don't talk, then I talk to myself. I listen to myself. So it's important. Every single day we need to do that. We need to look into ourselves too. Look into our mind. What is happening there? What kind of thoughts are there? What is happening in your body also? You can focus. It's like really important. And so like people go to mirror and see how the body changes, and you can actually use it as a powerful meditation and tool too. How daily wrinkles are coming up or gray hair is coming up, you can focus on that and then see that is the life and anicca, impermanent. That will also make you little more alert that you need to be good and to do good in this short span of life, and to practice more, to learn the Dhamma more, to practice the Dhamma more in this life. That will be very helpful. Charles Lee, as I often make washing dishes in meditation, and with the two young children, I'm always doing dishes. Yeah, you can do it. So some people might be like grumbling or complaining, or nobody's helping, I'm the one doing and complaining all the time. Here you are using it as a meditation, compassion, and be mindful and how you do it. And when you clean the dishes, you can think, may my mind also be cleaned of all the defilements. That's actually a really good way to meditate. Those people who do these things, I highly recommend you think of your own mind. May all the defilements also be gone. May I be also pure in my heart when I wash these dishes. Yeah, and don't get angry. You think, oh, I have an opportunity to do something for the others, and I do it wholeheartedly with compassion, without any complaint. So you can calm yourself. You can find peace within. So the same thing can make that person angry, or you make it a meditation. That's wonderful. I remember a story. There was one person who went to Australia, and that time, this young man, he studied in a university. After some time, he came back home, and then after years, maybe he came back home, and um, his mother noticed that he didn't even wash his dish, and the mother was little bit upset, and she asked, why did you not even wash your dish? And then the boy said, you don't know how many dishes I washed over there. More than your lifetime, I kept washing dishes. So I'm tired of washing dishes. He said to his mother. Yeah, I remember this story. Yeah. Okay, Charles Lee. I wonder if uncontacted peoples or indigenous peoples in voluntary isolation were affected by COVID-19. Of course, it would be highly unskillful to try to find out. Uncontacted people or indigenous people in voluntary isolation were affected by. Um, so, what do you think?
Well,
I think they have different dukkha.
Mm.
You know, the dukkha of having to survive without the technology.
Mm. Maybe like people who are too close to technology, their immune system is little weaker. Like the indigenous people, they.
I take my phone to the bathroom. I get my immune system boost.
Yeah, that's why. Like when it comes to something like an outside thing, so like people in the cities, they are prone to more sickness, like than in the people in the wilderness, like the tribes. They are naturally attuned to the sun. Like you can go to the sun and stay there. Like for them, it's not. They are more closer to the nature, so their body system is more stronger than we think. um, that is true, but things like this, you never know. This pandemic happened to some people, even to stronger people, healthier people, all were affected. So you never know. We have no idea how to um, work on that. But some people somehow still did not take. They have not taken this thing, uh, vaccine. All right. Let's see. I think he meant TikTok meditation, like something quick, few seconds long. Yeah. Like TikTok meditation in the sense when you are angry, you just close your eyes that time itself. On the spot meditation, I mean to say. So, on the spot meditation, when you are angry, close your eyes and focus on your breath and see how your body, how your mind react to this thought, anger. I think that is really wonderful. Rather than worrying about like saying something, oh, you might eventually feel you will laugh at yourself. I got it. you know, I got this. This is what I call TikTok meditation, on the spot meditation, not long, just few, maybe like it can be few seconds, it can be few minutes. Okay, but this can be a really powerful meditation. I noticed that it really works better. Sometime morning meditation, you had a good sound sleep and you have no problem. You can meditate and you come out in the daytime working with the people and so many situations. Then those really unfriendly situations, circumstances can happen. There are more opportunities for you to get angry, for you to get upset, and then this is the time. Try. This one is a really good meditation. I guarantee it will be very helpful to you if you do it. Catherine, hello Bante. If someone inflicts harm on me, I should not blame them because of my karma. I am destined to experience this harm regardless of who inflicts it. Is this correct? If you can think that way, that is so good. Yeah, I think that way um, you don't do anything bad, any bad karma. So I think if you can disregard that blame, like blaming, actually we don't have to take it at all. Blaming, you should be able to cope up with the blaming. Sometimes when people appreciate, you feel like very easily misguided. When people know how to butter you, flatter you. So when people appreciate you, it's okay. But the real challenge comes when people blame you. Can you still be nonchalant, or can you still be like um, maintain your inner peace? Somebody blamed me. It's okay. It's okay because that person blamed me. That is his bad karma, not mine. So you look into yourself. Have I been victimized or have I been affected with that? I didn't respond to that. I feel okay. So you think it's okay. I'm okay. And you can send loving kindness to that person. May he be well, happy, healthy. May she be well, happy, healthy. This is even more advanced practice. So if someone inflicts you, someone blames you, or even does some minor, um, some physical damage also, you can actually disregard it. You can actually not allow your mind to generate any bad karma for you. Remember, if someone blames you, it's his karma, it's her karma. But the moment you react to that, that will be your karma too. From that time onward, you cannot say like because that person blame me, I also blame, so that is not my fault. No, it is not like that. If we react to that on the spot, we have our our karma. We start generating our own karma. So we need to be really careful about that. Okay, Richard. Dear Bhante, is there a difference between noting and labeling thoughts, emotions, and defilements in general, or are they essentially the same? Um, Noting and labeling. So, emotions and defilements. So, I think um, what do you mean, like noting and labeling?
They're talking about Mahasi method.
Mahasi method. Okay, how do they do that?
When the thought comes, this is anger, you give it a name.
Okay.
Or when you want to walk, when you're sitting and you want to stand, want to stand. So you label everything.
Okay.
And you call this vipassana.
Okay. Right. I think noting and labeling in that say, if you can recognize, I think that will be helpful because you recognize. Most of the time we don't recognize. We don't really pay attention to that. So recognizing, first thing, I think the recognizing thing is a really really important thing. Observing thing, like long breaths, short breaths, you recognize. Just like that, you can also recognize your thoughts. You recognize your feelings, recognize your emotions. They are also wonderful. This is mindfulness. This is mindfulness. So that will be generally that will be a very good idea to cope up with your defilements. Okay. I'm not really a good advocate of Mahasi method, but I like that when you said like how you recognize your emotions and feelings. That makes sense to me. Right. What is your opinion on world peace and ending all wars? Neelan here. Okay. Oh, so much the better. Right? If the world is so full of peace, it's really nice. Buddha said in Dhammapada, Nahi verena verani sammanti kudachanang averena cha sammanti esa dhammo sanantano. Hatred is never appeased by hatred. Hatred is appeased by non-hatred alone. This is an eternal law. In the same Dhammapada, Buddha says, um, there are people who think that we don't live forever. Some people think we live forever, and then they fight each other. So, Mayamitta Yamamase, Yecha Tattha Vijananti Tato Sammanti Medaga. So, if you know that you die one day, therefore you don't fight, you don't hurt others, because my life itself is not permanent. I am also going to die, and then what is the point in you know um, living hurting others or killing others or engaging in wars? Even look at the war. Even in today's context, you don't need to have a world war. Even two countries enough to to affect the entire world. We saw that even these very powerful countries, how they all have been affected. And small little countries like Sri Lanka have been declared bankrupt because of a war somewhere else happened. So they didn't have supply. And so amazing. So we always think it's better for the world to be at peace. And that is also why we need to send loving kindness to those people who rule the world. All those great, powerful rulers, I always think of them actually. May they be able to take the right decisions. May they always be well, happy, healthy. Because one of their mistake in taking wrong decision, taking right decision, then it can impact the entire world. So we need to send loving kindness to all those leaders all those religious leaders, all those community leaders, all those political leaders, all the people, I say we need to actually send loving kindness to them. It's really important because they can change the world. They are the people who change the world. They're the people who, those decision makers, policy makers, they are the people who can make the difference. So many other people, innocent people, can be impacted um, if they take wrong decisions. So, of course, we don't need world wars. We have seen already three. If there is three or two, we had two. If there is a third, then it is said we will go back to the what do you call?
Stone Age.
Yeah, we will go back to the Stone Age. So we don't want this, right? All those things that we have um, earned through so many scientific and technological advances um, will be obliterated if there is another world war. So we don't want to encourage um, to have any world war at all, any wars at all.
Yes, Bhante, have you had any direct or indirect experience of war in your country? So how you live that, or how was it? I was interested in your
Yes,
testimony.
we had a war, like 30 years civil war in our country. When I was living, I saw the panic. And I also noticed that how important it is for people to live in peace. And I noticed that many of the common public, they are not so violent. It's not those people. There were people behind, like few people who uh, promoted this. Even even if there is a small war in one small country, a lot of people outside are involved. A lot of global politics are involved and internal politics are involved, and it was a money spinning for some. So they do their own political games, and a lot of innocent people were suffering. There is actually a theory, a political theory, an ancient political theory called Sama Dana Bheda Danda. So some of the rulers, what they do, sometimes they make people united. Sama. Dana means you sometimes give things so they feel calm. Sometimes you bheda means you divide them. That's a strategy they do it. And then danda, sometimes you punish them. So those are some of the things that ancient people, rulers, political leaders, they use those strategies. But I never think a war can make people happy. It will destroy um, it will destroy lots of property. And when you see your own house is broken or burned down by someone, for the rest of your life you will suffer. That agony, that pain is there with you forever. It's so difficult. And the anger, the hatred that you can promote through that is also very difficult. Unless you are a really good regular practitioner, it's so difficult to get rid of that mass um, mass level anger. That is very, very dangerous. So when everyone gets together, and so I can see how people become restless, how people become very easily, they don't even worry about, like, when other times when somebody is hurt or die, you feel like very worry. And now, after a while, you don't really care. People die. So many people die, and you don't really have that emotion anymore. We have become like robots, not humans. Yeah, that's very dangerous. And nowhere I encourage to have wars at all. It doesn't make any sense. We have to live in this world peacefully. And regardless of our religious, linguistic, cultural, or whatever differences we have, we should not fight with each other. Remember, for example, in business, now everyone does business. You can make some small chip in a small country and you can sell it to many countries. So, do you want to fight? You want more friends, not enemies. Not enemies. Now you see, like those countries when there is a war, and that country cannot send supplies to other countries, and then what happens? The other countries are affected. So we see now, even for global market, that really affects people's life. No way, no war is recommended. Yeah, we should learn how to live, coexist peacefully with everyone. We should know how to respect others. This is the thing. If you don't know how to respect others, then you cannot be respected by others. You can't forcefully ask people to respect me. You have to respect others first, and then you can actually respect yourself. You can see others respecting you. Yeah. Matthew, can you give a general outline of the path to Sotapanna for lay people with no plans for monasticism? Yeah. You don't want to be a monastic to become Sotapanna. Anathapindika was a big time millionaire. He was a businessman. Visakha was never ordained. There were many people who were just Sotapanna. Kings, Bimbisara, he was Sotapanna. And King Suddhodana, he died as an Arahant. So it's possible. So the best thing is you need to listen to Dhamma. Okay, you need to have some wonderful Kalyana Mitra friends, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma practitioners all around. If you want to be a millionaire, you should be surrounded by millionaires. Right? If you want to become Sotapanna, you should be surrounded by such people who are working towards that goal. They will help you. They will give you inside tricks, tips and tricks that will be very helpful to you. So learn the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, listen to Dhamma talk every now and then. Just be mindful. Read your mind, listen to your own mind, listen to your own body. Um, Recognize your feelings, emotion, and control. You should be able to do that. Yeah, it's not so much a daunting task. If you really work on this in this lifetime itself, you should be able to do that. So you should have that goal in you. I want to become Sotapanna, stream enterer. Because once you enter the stream, your destination is guaranteed. No problem. No problem. Everyone who attains Sotapanna will never be born in a lower realm. But all the others, no guarantee. Even if you have jhanic powers, no guarantee. So the Sotapanna is the only way. Um, that should be the goal that all of us should try to achieve. So no sakkaya ditthi, no vichikicha, no silabhata paramasa. So you will be Sotapanna. Yeah. Try to recognize your weakness. What is my weakness? I get angry easily. Work on that. You can be patient. Can practice more loving kindness. Or you are jealous of others. Work on that. Recognize. Accept it. First thing in the morning, you need to accept that you have a mistake. You have a weakness. If you don't accept, you can really rectify the mistake. So first be humble, accept I have this problem. I know I have this problem. Then there is a way to go. You can always try to work on that area. Yes. So learn the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, and constantly be mindful And I hope you will be Sotapanna, all of us. That should be our goal. Richard, is another one? Okay, yes. My daily life, metta, concentration, vipassana, is jhana critical for Sotapanna? No, it is really good. I would say jhana can be always be helpful to Sotapanna. Buddha has never discouraged from people to practice jhana. If you say Samma Samadhi, it's about jhana. Samma Samadhi is about jhana. Even the jhanas are explained in many suttas. Jhanas can, what do we do in jhana? You fight against the five hindrances. That's a really good thing. You fight against kama chanda, sensual pleasures, sensual lust, and then you fight against vyapada, ill will, hatred, anger, and then thina midda, you fight against sloth and torpor. Then you fight against kama chanda, vyapada, thina midda, uddhacha kukucha, restlessness, remorse and restlessness. So these are really powerful things. And then vichikicha, the doubts that we have, we need to clear the doubts. If we want to become Sotapanna, you have to clear the doubts. You need to be exactly sure what you want to do in your life. What is the Dhamma? What is the truth about this life? You need to know that. So your path should be crystal clear if you want to attain Sotapanna. Jhana is taking you almost there. Just change it to vipassana. Anicca dukkha anatta. You will be good to go with the Sotapanna.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be very helpful because that powerful concentration and also very pure mind. When you are in jhana means you are really a very powerful practitioner already. You can easily practice the go into vipassana. Remember when the Buddha attained enlightenment, whom did he look for? People who attain jhanas. Alara Kalama, Uddaka Ramaputta, they attain jhanas. He found they are the easiest people for me to, just a fraction. Just they were unfortunate that they were born in a formless realm. Unfortunately, they didn't have ears to hear the Dhamma. Otherwise, Buddha would have loved to go to them first. They have attained the jhana, so it was so easy for them to give that right dose. They were just one step away from Nibbana. Yeah. So jhana is never something that I discourage people from practicing. How can one identify and reduce the subtle blockages we have in the body to become less perturbed by them? Identify and reduce the subtle blockages in the body. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Maybe prana or chi.
Like, yeah, that's why I say, like, when you scan your body, you see if you have some pain. Sometimes people have, you actually, this is the best way. Like, you don't have to go to X-ray or scanner, MRI. You have your own better scanner, MRI all the day. You can just close your eyes. Really, when you are doing it in a very peaceful, calm way, you can see if there is something wrong in your body. You are mindful, you are sensitive to your body. You can see if there is a headache, there should be a reason. Maybe you didn't sleep enough. So you can sleep little bit more. Then you will be fine. And maybe you didn't eat properly, something, or you ate something like some spicy food or something. If you have some tummy problem, yeah, you can see there is something. What did I eat? I ate this thing. Oh, this is the problem. You should be more mindful about what you eat. And if you have some problem in your heart, you can feel, oh, there is a block. I find it difficult. My heart is like painful. Just focus on that breath. With the breath, actually, you can heal. You can heal yourself with your strong compassion, loving kindness to yourself. You can also heal, unless there is any powerful bad karma, you can heal most of your diseases, I'm telling you. Yeah, you can heal yourself. You can be very healthy most of the time. Yes. So keep working on that. Why do I say that? Because when you are practicing meditation, you are calm, peaceful. Okay. So what happens in your brain? Brain function very smooth. And what happens your heart rate, pulse rate? They function very well. Your blood more pure. Okay, so what happens? You also have wholesome thoughts. You try not to be negative. You be positive, happy, smile, kind, generous. What do you think? All those toxic things will be gone. Even when you have cancer that can be cured, there are cases like that. Some people have, without any medicine, I know some people who have recovered from even cancer. So it is very much possible. So don't worry. Keep working on your body sensations. So Kayagata Sati, um, breath meditation, and metta meditation is some of my favorite meditations. Keep working. You will be okay. Although not a monastic, I stopped eating today at 12. I did not prepare and ate a lot to make up for this. Do you have any advice to eat in at the on the Buddha's recommended schedule? Ah, so yeah, you don't have to be a monastic to skip the dinner. I think you can have you can try practicing it. It's a really good way. Like I think in today's context, the more we eat, the more toxic it becomes. The lesser we eat, the better for us. Unless you are very organic or very concerned about what you eat, otherwise you don't know what you see here in this world. A lot of processed food, and people have made food for as a business. So when the money is involved, when business is involved into this, they make it not out of compassion for you. They think of their own monetary gain. So the food necessarily are not really good. So you have to be careful. If you can have your own organic homemade food, so much the better. Skip those restaurants or and also eat carefully when you buy things. Be mindful about what you buy, and when you eat something, be mindful about what you eat and listen to your own body, how different food react to your body, and accordingly you can adjust. Don't be so craving to food. One of the one of the practices we do when we skip the food is actually getting rid of this craving. We try to contain our craving. So you did something right today, like stop eating today, and see if you can, you feel more comfortable. You have more time to digest your food, and your body will feel much more relaxed when you don't eat all the time. And I heard even some cancer cells can be killed if you like skip the dinner. Yeah, it could happen because you keep feeding and they keep growing, right? And maybe you can try this fasting. Fasting has never given me digestive issues or any gastritis or something like that. People used to say that, but I noticed when you don't eat, those things do not happen. So it's very good. You keep practicing the skipping dinner thing. Eat less. The food is not for like for you to become bulky, portly, right? You see, like a lot of people eat unnecessarily over the limit, and they get lot of you invite lot of unwanted diseases when you eat more. When you eat little, so much the better for you. I think the food thing is a really important thing you can practice. So the in the Buddha's time, they had morning. Sometimes they had only just one meal a day. Sometimes they would also have some morning small some gruel or some porridge or something simple food in the morning, and before noon the monks used to eat before noon. When there is the noon comes, you don't eat afterwards, no solid food. Try that. That will be very helpful. You can try it like maybe if you're not familiar with that, try it like once a week. Skip your dinner once a week and see how you feel. Like early morning you can wake up maybe because you are hungry, you can wake up, you feel light the following day, and keep trying it. And eventually, especially when you grow older and older, you need to even eat lesser and lesser. You should not eat too much. Yeah, that's again something that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so with that, we would like to conclude today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today with the monk chat. I hope it was helpful to everyone. So let us conclude the monk chat today. May you all be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever you are, with the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. May all your near and dear ones, your loved ones, your relatives, teachers, elders, everyone in your family, everyone in your community, and everyone in the world. May they all be well, happy, healthy, safe. May the Noble Triple Gem bless them all, and may all sentient beings, including Devas, Brahmas, also be well, happy, healthy. May all of us be able to live our life peacefully and with good health. May all of us be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara. Thinking thus, please keep your palms together close to your heart and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. अभिवादनशीलिस नित्यं वद्धापचायिनो चत्तारो धम्मा वर्धन्ते आयुवन्नो सुखं बलम् आयुरारोग्यसम्पत्ति सग्गसम्पत्तिमेव च अतो निब्बानसम्पत्ति निमिनाते समिज्जतु. Okay, everyone. See you again next week. Good night.